So, when did you first work with Emergency?
The first time I've done work for Emergency was back in, I think it was 2015 in Iraq.
Yeah.
I've been working on migration as a photographer for several years.
When you say like life support, what does that mean? What's the project?
The project is it's a life support is a search and rescue vessel that operates in the central Mediterranean. And what it does, it carries out search and rescue operations. It's available to offer assistance to any boat in distress, which most often, given the area that we work in, that means it's boats with people on the move, sailing from Libya, trying to reach Europe. And which is also one of the deadliest migration routes in the world, and definitely not a safe passage. So what life support does as a search and rescue vessel, it patrols the area and help them reach a safe port, a place of safety, which cannot be Libya itself, where most of these people are departing, nor Tunisia, for the political situations that these countries are experiencing at the moment.
But you know, as a photographer myself, I've worked with Emergency over many years in northern Iraq, in Mosul, in Afghanistan, and often, you know, photographing people who've been injured, who have just arrived in the emergency medical centers, distressed, confused. You're doing exactly the same with people that are very vulnerable. So how do you approach that?
It's challenging. It's challenging on several levels. It is very important to document what's happening. If you don't document it, it is as if it didn't happen somehow. At the same time, the right to document and the right for the people to know and to cast a light on what's happening should never be on top of people's dignity and people's right of image, let's say. I always try to respect the human being that I have in front.
For me, you know, I've covered conflicts in the hospitals, but most of my work is long-term. And so I have the advantage that I can maybe eat with a family first, get to know them, spend time with them. I always try and do this before I ever make a photograph. But I know what it's like when it's an emergency situation. I covered a lot of stuff in Lesbos. You don't have the time to build a relationship. People are distressed, screaming, confused. So how do you get the sense that it's okay to make that photograph? What is the instinct in you that enables you to do that?
I try to put myself, I know it's impossible because I will never understand what they're going through because unless I experience it firsthand. But I try as much as possible to put myself in their shoes and ask myself the question, would I be okay with this? Even if they give you a consent, my question is like, is it really an informed consent? Are they really aware of the legal implications of their image being disseminated on social media, let's say? And is it really a free consent? Because in the end, I mean, we rescue them.
No, exactly.
So it's like
there's a power.
There's always a power relationship.
Dynamic.
I mean, the power dynamic in photography is every time you raise a camera.
No, exactly. And people who are scared, you're on the boats. They're not going to say no because they're worried. Like if I say no, they'll cause problems. But I think it's interesting, you know, what you were mentioning earlier, that it's important that people know these stories, because if we make the decision where we have to obviously give people the respect, not invade their space, but at the same time find a way that people know what's happening.
First of all, it's really challenging, especially when you have crowded situations, not to have faces. And but the most challenging part, it is not to create icons. I try to put myself in their shoes. It's like, would I be okay with that? And if I have the slightest doubt, usually it's a no.
When people say to me, I was not allowed or I was allowed, I'm like, that's not, it's a feeling. And sometimes you catch somebody's eyes and I know that they don't want me there. I think I'm quite unique. I was photographed after I got injured. Like 10 minutes after I got blown up, somebody was photographing me. So I'm one of the few photographers that's been on the other side. And when you're going through that trauma, it's distracting. You've got like a camera and all these things going on. So I understand that. At the same time, you know, the people who are going through this experience, I find again and again, they're like, I want people to understand what this is. They want people, but it's not because they want to be on the cover of the New York Times.
No.
But if it goes to a politician, if it goes to somebody that can raise funds, if it can be used to actually have impact. But you know, it's really nice for me to come and visit because I'm here in Sicily. I've been cooking with like chefs, but it was really important for me to come and see the emergency vessel because emergency is in many ways, my career started in humanitarian photography. with Gino Strada and the first trips to Sudan, then Afghanistan. And, in many ways, working with emergency is how I learned to do what you're talking about, how I learned to respect people, spend time, even to cook and share meals. So for me, coming today to visit is something like this whole project has been about home. So for me, to be with emergency feels like being home.